Like there's a lot of people who are cynical on the internet, like तो क्या करूँ इस फैक्ट के साथ? अरे कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस सीखा कुछ ना. Like and that's what I notice about kids when they're amazed by stuff. Right? Like I mean how do you let it go as an adult, man? Keep it.
No, I think when people say keep that child alive, I think this is one of those aspects.
Yeah,
of
just
it
be
कि कुछ भी
curious.
नया चीज में इतना excitement होने लगता है ना. Like literally last night we were watching The Dark Knight for like thousandth time, and till date वो जैसे ही the scene where the opening scene where he says I killed the bus driver, you know, and they're like what bus driver, and the bus enters and you know that whole Joker. And see, I don't know if you
Even
can zoom in.
speaking about it, you're getting
I was like,
goosebumps.
oh fuck! And then like Manvi said, कि इसमें ऐसा क्या है? Like, and I was like, अरे पोटा सा वो बस आ जाएगा बैंक में किसने सोचा था? And she's like, but ऐसा कुछ goosebump type तो नहीं है. तुम्हारे तो पैर में goosebump हो रहा है. And I was like, नहीं, but you know he says, you know, I killed the boy. And you're like, bus driver. ऐसा बस पीछे से आ जाता है यार, उसको मार देता बस.
Enthusiasm
Crazy नहीं है क्या? With the music, and I'm trying to be adult about it. Now suddenly I realize, okay, I have to be adult. So I'm like, no, so the thing is, see, okay, so this was all shot in IMAX. It was huge. Okay, the Nolan, what? And this Hans Zimmer background, if you notice right on the so it's nahi? Okay.
This is great trying to explain your enthusiasm to somebody who's just not getting it.
ऐसा, and then I'm thinking of ऐसा कुछ can I think of an analogy कि पहली बार जोई ट्रिबियानी दिखते हैं तो क्या नहीं, no, not the same. तो क्या? Couldn't think. It's very, but that child has to be alive, I feel.
Yeah.
Sound rolling, cams rolling.
Cams rolling.
Cams.
Oh, did he say cams rolling? I heard cans rolling. I was imagining other things.
No. He said cams.
Have your drink first. Is your phone rolling?
Yeah, it's rolling. My phone's rolling, cans rolling.
Phones are
My
silent also.
H1N's also rolling for no reason.
Either rolling now. Some stones were rolling back in the day, yaar, Saurabh.
This is such a whiskey conversation already. Okay, we have today, welcome to 3 Drinks Later, where for a change we are actually going to have drinks.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Cheers,
Cheers,
Kumar
Saurabh.
Varun, for the beverage you got for me from
Yes,
duty free.
always.
Oh,
Always,
nice.
Nice.
Enjoyable.
Enjoyed?
Very enjoyable. Matlab also it came with love and all.
Yeah, love is the
yeah.
secret ingredient.
So I'll introduce this show. It's called 3 Drinks Later, where we're supposed to drink, but nobody drinks usually. So now I'm going to change the name to something else and just use the 3DL as something. Like Teen Dilli Londe or...
Free driving license. Don't drink and drive. That's why people don't drink.
3 driving license is good. And KV stumbled upon a very important thing that don't drink and drive, and drinking is bad. Don't ever drink. Drinking is horrendous.
bad.
Yeah.
It's
It
bad.
poisons your liver.
It is a poison. You know, sometimes people say, "What's your poison?" Have you
Yeah.
you met these people in parties? They're like, "What's your poison?" And like, "अरे भाई,
इतना डायरेक्टली मत बोलना.
क्या ऐसा जहर पिला रहा है क्या पार्टी में यार? सीधा पूछ ले, जिन पिएगा, विस्की पिएगा."
So KV, are you jealous of Siddharth Basu's new show called QT?
Yes, genuinely. Oh, I didn't know we are starting with a very professional question. No, genuinely jealous because we wanted a show like that on TV, to be honest. But Siddharth Basu is a legend. He's probably the biggest name in quizzing and all. तो उनको allowed है.
हाँ.
अगर कोई ऐसा contemporary कर ले तो थोड़ा अजीब लगता है. But it's like कपिल देव ने वर्ल्ड कप उठाया तो ठीक है यार, मतलब ठीक है, वो कपिल देव है, उसका बनता है.
Dude, first I saw it said QOTY, but the dash on the Q was very small. So I was like, why is he promoting a show called Ooty? And I was literally watching it, and then he's like questions, and then he's lost hair, right? And
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't recognize this person at all. And I also judge people when they lose hair.
Yeah,
This is
what a
disgusting.
cookie.
Yeah. So how was your travels in America? Where are you in London? Where the
I
hell
was in
are you?
London.
Yeah.
London is my third home, after Bombay and Toronto.
Oh, Toronto second or all?
Yeah.
Masta.
But London is for the two of us, it's like our second home. We keep going. Loved it. Saw a couple of concerts. Saw a World Test Championship. Spent time
Good,
with
I had
family.
fun watching the World Test Championship.
It's the only good day, thankfully. we
Oh, you
got.
did? Which
yeah,
day did
which
you-
was day 3, which was when Ajinkya Rahane century मारेगा क्या. It was that, and we got 2-3 wickets towards the end. So it was crazy, and the whole experience of being at the Oval and getting to drink in a stadium and
Yeah.
chill और ऐसा सब अपने ही लोग थे वहाँ. हर थोड़ी देर पे, ओ विराज तू यहाँ क्या कर रहा है? ओ अभिषेक कुमार, अरे निर्मल किधर है? It was very like, अरे मैं कहाँ हूँ यार? ओवल में हो.
Dude, we all have the same idea. Like Vikram Sathe's idea is कि वो हमेशा कहीं भी जाता है and he's like मिल जाएगा टिकट कहीं से. तो his plan is कि मैं फ्लाइट और होटल बुक कर लूँगा फिर वहाँ पहुँच के I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm like great plan.
हमको भी when we left for London हमारे पास टिकट नहीं था मैच का.
हाँ.
But हो जाता है.
You figured it out, you know. Yeah, that's the real quiz question. Where you ask people ticket है and here are your 4 options.
अरे भाई टिकट तो है ही उन्होंने बोला ये लो प्लेन का टिकट.
Okay, so I'll tell you the context of today's episode. It started with me giving a very simple thing about Jaguar. Okay, which is you saw the video, yeah. The bath fittings where I said that it's named after Jaquar, who I said was one of the founders. Turns out it's the grandmother. So thanks a lot for people who clarified that.
There's always people on the internet who are like कुछ तो गलत बोल और मैं बताऊंगा सही चीज क्या है.
You're talking about exactly this again. So one guy, there were at least 2 people who said this guy called Suvadeep Majumdar said. The company was originally called Swallow Sidecar Company, and from 1934 SS cars, etc., etc. Since 1935, the company has been making various types of SS Jaguar, and so he picked up the name. This is from the official company website. When you don't know anything, then just don't say it. Jaguar was bought by Ratan Tata much later. Dear, get your facts checked. Kuch bhi Jaguar.
It's almost ऐसे उसने एंड किया है जैगवार. जय हिंद बोल के निकल जाते हैं जैगवार. एक सेकंड कहाँ जा रहा है.
And then like 3-4 people who didn't know that Jaguar exists. So it's great fun.
No, but this was crazy. This Jaguar thing has always blown my mind. There's a nice touch of aqua in like sanitary wear and everything. It's beautiful.
Dude, so this video got like quote unquote viral apparently.
Oh.
And because it got on WhatsApp where people downloaded and shared it, and then some people started putting out tweets saying, "Oh, you know, I just found out the Jaguar," and they are getting like thousands of retweets. Like ये क्या है? ये मेरा fact था जो मैं ढूंढ के दिया. I'm sure that's happened to you with quizzing also.
Oh, a lot of times, but it works either way because I'm sure facts तो कोई originally बना नहीं रहा ना.
Correct.
Like music or like comedy or like a novel. फैक्ट्स तो हैं, दिस इज अ फैक्ट. और फैक्ट्स बहुत लोग अपने अपने तरीके से यूज करते रहते हैं. सो इट इनवेरिएबली आई विल सी समथिंग टुमारो व्हिच विल बी लाइक अरे ये मेरे एपिसोड में 2 साल पहले था यार. बट आई एम श्योर समवन वॉचेस क्विजिंग एंड लाइक अरे ये तो मेरे स्कूल में पूछा था यार ये क्या. सो इट वर्क्स दैट वे. सो आई एम
I agree. ये like कितना गूगल किया. So the whole intent of today's episode is that Sonali Thakkar is supposed to join us. She's running very late.
लाल चश्मा पहना तो सोनाली दिखती है एक्चुअली यहाँ बैठे. इधर है.
Dude, okay. So you know there's a show called 1 2 का 4 नहीं 1 2 3 which used to run on Star 1.
Oh, one of my all-time favorite shows.
ठीक है तो उसमें I literally saw this episode very recently, which was instead of Mr. India it was Sister India.
Of course.
It's great because the idea is that Anil Kapoor is playing Anil Kapoor only. और उसको पता नहीं कौन कोई एक्टर दे देता है कि भाई ये चश्मा पहनोगे तो तुम इनविजिबल हो जाओगे. Okay, and it's all fake. So he shows up with his chuddies to parties. It's great comedy. So I don't know why. So Sonali is Sister India.
Yeah, but I have to promote this 1 2 3 for 1 2 3 actually. To Gen Z जिसने नहीं देखा होगा. This was basically a spoof show about Bollywood movies done so well.
Yeah, very fun.
Like it came around 20 years back. I think it was 2000 के आसपास. So it was beautifully done. Like the mimicry by the actors. Some of those actors you now see on TV. But like I remember there was a spoof of Sholay called Chole.
Yeah.
And it was beautifully done.
That was the most legendary one I remember. Yeah.
That show is very good.
It's all over YouTube now, and I've been discovering all of it. Like so, I saw Loose Talk yesterday after a long time, right? And so Loose Talk, you realize that dude, so many of the jokes have aged very badly. But like, I mean, don't be that person, no, who's like the joke has aged badly now. I will write it. I mean, था उस time पे ऐसा था. अभी now what do you want to do?
ये तो पूरा अलग podcast का topic है सौरभ. This things being taken from like 18th century, 17th century and 1920s and being said in today's context, that's just not fair. Like every artist, whatever they say is a reflection of that time.
Yeah.
अभी जो हम बोल रहे हैं, which can be like 50 years later, people will be like, you know, 2 people used to sit and drink on camera. Oh my god. तो वो तो होगा ही. People take like Dickens' work and Picasso का work and they're like, oh, this sounds very, but like वो 100 साल 150 साल पहले लिखा था यार.
Yeah. You should know where Dickens. Yeah, that's a very important thing that I.
So ये 50 years बाद people will be like, do you know They used to just say dick.
Yeah, dick is also not allowed. Okay, so this Jaguar thing led to a lot of fun things. Where, dude, by the way, thanks a lot to everybody who commented on YouTube Shorts and on Instagram Reels, because I like when people are contributing things, including jokes and facts.
100%.
So I literally went through all the stuff that people said and started thoda bahut research karke, verify karke that how much of it is true and how much of it I could verify. Like there's one about Marico. Right now, Marico, I still have not been able to figure out where the name comes from, but according to some slang somewhere, it means gay.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sure there's zero connect between the brand and this thing, but the assumption there, I'm sure you know the Onida thing, right? Which we'll come to.
No.
Okay, we'll come to it then.
But I always thought Marico is Harsh Mariwala's company, so Mariwala company is Marico.
Okay, maybe that's
what I thought.
You are probably right. Yeah, that's probably it.
This is very revolutionary.
Yeah.
To have like.
Okay, then see, so that's the problem. Some people are just trolling me. Where they're like, Iska. So then I couldn't find any verifiable source. I'm like, nahi malum. Yeah, this is probably
a lot of my
true.
friends work at Marico, so I can always check with them.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah,
Dude, but how many of them will actually know?
Yeah, that's also.
When you asked Ernst and Young में, hey, Ernst कौन था Young कौन था किसी को मालूम नहीं.
पता नहीं, salary आता है time से. मुझे नहीं पता.
So this is a fun story. Okay, one guy said, V reality composer said, funny story. We recently had some plumbing issues in our newly constructed home. I like Jaguar and went ahead with it. Now my dad, obviously unaware that it's Jaguar and not Jaguar, called up Jaguar Land Rover's head office and legitimately described how some commode is leaking. And now he wants a plumber from their site to visit our place. The JLR representative was amazingly helpful. She explained to my dad how these are different brands.
Wow.
I like it.
Wow. And actually खुद रतन टाटा ने फोन उठाया.
बोला कि
गलती कर दी acquire करके. मुझे ऐसा कुछ फोर्ड करना चाहिए था. But there is an urban legend which I think featured in one quizzing episode where Ratan Tata apparently went to meet people at Ford in the US with like things about, because they were coming out with Indica, which was India's first indigenous car, and they wanted to collaborate with Ford about making cars and all. And apparently Ford वालों ने बेइज्जती कर दी. Like, every Tata story starts with a बेइज्जती and then there's a comeback, you know. कैसे घुसने नहीं दिया तो ताज होटल बना दिया, ऐसा इस टाइप का. तो उन्होंने बोला कि तुम लोग क्यों गाड़ी वाड़ी बनाते हो यार, हटो यार, तुमसे नहीं हो पाएगा ये. And then 10 years later Ford wanted to acquire Jaguar Land Rover, but Tata went and acquired it. Slap in the face of like a BuzzFeed article would say, savagely.
Yes, savagely. He
replied to Ford.
He waited for his revenge. No, but I thought the story is verified. I thought he actually went to Ford. I think he's spoken about this also, where he said I think he went to Ford.
But you don't know what happened in that meeting and what was the tone and all that. But it is quite verified.
That's why the tone is so important, dude. Like somebody will just say something out of context and you're like, but I want to know the backstory, you know.
हो सकता है उसने बोला हो कि see, I think India में manufacturing वगैरह का challenge है, tech challenge है.
Yeah.
But when you repeat, you're like, उसने बोला कि India निकल जाए यहाँ से, साले dogs and Indians not allowed.
Jaguar से गाड़ी से उड़ा दूँगा तुझे तेरे इंडिका को. You're like, but that's where the story actually works. So the idea of a lot of this stuff is to try and stump you. Ashank _333 said, wait till you hear about Onida. Okay, the origin story of Onida.
आप बोलोगे तो शायद याद आएगा, but
okay, so this is a real fun story. Okay, it was initially called Mirc, MIRC, because the founder was a guy called Gulu Mirchandani.
Okay.
So MIRC uska. Then what happened in 1976, Gulu Mirchandani was looking for a brand name for the consumer electronics products. He was clear about two things. Okay, the brand would have nothing to do with his surname. Okay, and the name should sound Japanese. Because I think ush time mein Japanese electronics were like ruling the roost.
Like Sony and all that.
One of the names he and his wife saw in a magazine was Oneida, which is a cutlery brand in Europe. The husband and wife team chose that with just one modification. The E was dropped. Onida also means devil in Japanese.
And hence the...
what a great story, right?
That's crazy!
Yeah, what a great story.
Oh wow! Everyone knows the Onida devil, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So we will put up a Onida devil. So they basically had like, I think they had, who was the first guy who...
I think Ashish Chaudhary was the devil at some point.
Yeah. He was the last, but the first one was some other dude, no? One legendary guy. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, what a cool idea for a brand name where it's like we're called the devil and it's named out and nobody knows the subtlety of this which is
This
amazing.
is amazing because you never like as a previous brand manager,
Huh.
if you wanted to make a TV ad, you will never think of a devil.
Yeah, yeah.
And for them to come up with devil and neighbors envy, owner's pride, which is
Yeah,
an
yeah.
iconic tagline. And then it was during the time when TV was actually a huge status symbol, right?
Yeah.
कि घर में TV है. Like people used to know इस कॉलोनी में किसी किसी का TV है.
हाँ.
Because उसके घर पे जाके you will watch Ramayana or Mahabharat. And so neighbors envy, owner's pride was just so, the customer inside there was crazy.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
It's I mean I haven't seen this such a good use of a devil since Salman Khan in Kick, where he was called Devi Lal Devil.
Really? I haven't seen Kick. I'm sorry, Salman fan.
It's literally.
But I love the songs.
Yeah.
He was.
He was
मैं जबल के आगे जबल तेरे पीछे इस देवीलाल के आगे पीछे
ऐसा कुछ था. I don't know if it's Devi Lal, but it's like something like
Something like that.
Something like that.
Oh man, that whole dialogue has a different meaning now.
Yeah.
क्योंकि वो dialogue बहुत cool था ना, हर ट्रेलर में आता था. जबल तुम्हारे आगे, जबल तुम्हारे पीछे.
Devil, neighbors.
जबल
envy.
लेते.
Discussing Salman Khan.
We are discussing Salman Khan. The way we got to Salman Khan is fascinating.
Sonali.
Yeah.
Hello.
I will say from distance. Hi. Because we already met in a previous episode of a podcast.
We haven't met in a long time.
Yeah, we meet only podcast. Sonali, do you want any beverages?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. Are we having
Yeah.
alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
I mean, this is pure, this is just brownish water.
Right.
We're just having sewage water. Or you can have a coffee also, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I will like a cold coffee.
Oh my God! See, you were right. We were correct.
What?
Yeah.
With sugar, obviously. Bina sugar ka kaun peeta hai?
Oh my God! I thought like as a yogi personality.
Yeah.
Sonali will actually verify this. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're discussing Onida is actually named after the Japanese word for devil.
Oh,
Right.
is that why the devil
Yeah,
ad
yeah,
was
yeah.
there? Of
Crazy.
course.
So
yeah.
now in Salman Khan's movie Kick, he was called devil because his name was Devi something.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay, so-
it was like a, like the screen name.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was a derivative of, you can't go with his OG name. And if your name is Devi something,
Yeah.
Weird लगा कि देवी तुम्हारे आगे, देवी तुम्हारे पीछे.
Devi दिल में
हाँ,
आता है,
दिल में आता है,
समझ
दिमाग
में
में नहीं.
नहीं,
हाँ,
something
समझ में
like
नहीं.
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a Onida ad, dude. It's just Salman Khan saying
Yeah.
Devi समझ में आता है. पड़ोसी की ईर्ष्या और तुम्हारा प्यार. Yeah, see, we did it. So Sonali, how's it going? How's your day? Just to warm you up into this episode.
I went to Woodside Inn.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And that's why I messaged you. I said, I'm in Pali. I'll be there in like 2 minutes. And I went and I'm like, shoot kidhar hai? Shoot?
You went to Woodside Inn? No, I said haven't. I
नहीं,
messaged
short
you.
बोलते हैं, madam.
You said mostly Woodside Inn.
No, but I
right?
messaged you after that much later.
Yeah, I didn't read that.
Oh wow, okay.
Sorry. I just saw the time. And
Oh
then
shit, you went to oh my God. dude.
I went to Woodside and then I was like, where's the shoot? Is Pashmina supposed to call? And I'm like, dude, whatever's going on here, I'm at the wrong venue. And then,
That's why I sent 2 messages after that saying it's not there. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, it's okay.
I
yeah.
apologize.
No, it's okay. The devil, is messing with us. So, okay, by the way, we've already defeated KV. KV didn't know the Onida story. So, do you have any stories to defeat KV?
Do you know, by the way, the agenda is to beat your knowledge
Okay.
today.
Yeah.
I
Thank you,
you
Sonali.
know
Always
that's
a
the
pleasure.
agenda.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is never happening.
No.
No, it already
this
happened.
Onida, I
Already
didn't know.
happened, Onida.
So how do I frame the question then? See, quiz master. I don't even know how to frame the question.
Just frame it whatever way. Like you can.
Okay, so do you know the story behind? I don't know how else to frame the question.
like, do you know? yeah.
Did you know? Basically, I was reading up about logos. We've researched, right? So I was like, I'll only research the logos that I use on a day-to-day basis. So I thought the story behind Dominos was very interesting. So you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
So basically, this was when, correct me if I'm wrong, whatever I remember is essentially they had these dots for their stores and they thought every time we open a new store, we'll keep adding dots. And then they realized, oh, sorry, कुछ ज़्यादा ही
we can't have 10,000 dots.
इतने सारे dots नहीं होंगे, so they stopped it.
No, but they can. No, like technically you can realistically. Like, those people where you have a guy taking a bunch of dice and then
Right.
it reveals to be Virat Kohli. right? Like little mini this. So you can
But
have
then it
little
doesn't
laser
look like a domino, na?
No, but you
then.
can make a dot, and the each of them are distinct dots. You can make 10,000 of them inside the
हर
dot.
दिन नया नया लोगो लॉन्च करना
Yeah.
अरे यार ये लोग मेहनत नहीं करते, ये प्रॉब्लम है.
बहुत चावल पे नाम लिखना वाला है ना, हिल स्टेशन में लिखते हैं ना, मैडम आप दोनों कितने अच्छे लग रहे हैं, ये चावल पे नाम.
कभी लिखवाया है क्या?
नहीं.
अरे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है.
एक वो वाला
I
मीम
was
याद आ
very
गया,
tempted,
जिंदगी में
but I
बहुत पाप
never
किए
did
होंगे
it.
दोस्त, पर ये नहीं.
नहीं, but it's very cool, yeah, because
It's
you get
very
that
cool.
little a taviz kind of thing which you can
Yeah.
like put around your neck also,
It's
just in
very
case
Mini
like
test tube.
yeah,
they give
mini
you.
test tube. It's
Yeah,
very
but
nice.
I was like, I'm never going to wear this around my neck.
I mean, I wore it for
Yeah.
5 years
I would immediately be tempted to break it and like see how it looks.
and
in
cook
my
the
hand.
rice. It's like this. We are so hungry.
One rice.
So that's a
steamed rice of like.
I actually also wanted to find the story behind why Sabyasachi's logo is the Bengal tiger. Like, if there is a glorified story in it, and there was no story on the internet, and then it was such a bad idea to Google anything related to Sabyasachi, because then I just went down a wormhole of seeing all his clothes and everything, and I'm like, oh man.
yeah.
But fun fact, there was a question on Sabyasachi in quizzing, which was answered by Sonali Thakkar.
Oh,
everyone.
what is the
And
question?
it was a beautiful, like one of the better questions of that
Yes.
edition, where you basically had to connect 4 images.
Yeah.
There was a picture of Arjun, and there was
Rani
something
Mukherjee.
from Rani Mukherjee.
Yeah.
ऐसा करके, and you had to connect, and black का
Yes,
poster
yes.
था.
Wow.
So sub connect, of course.
Dude, Sonali whooped me in a Bollywood quiz right now. Where what's his name?
Antariksh.
Antariksh called and he said, we'll do Bollywood quiz. I'm like, why? I don't know anything. And he's like, you're against Sonali. I'm like, you know what? I want to see how badly she destroys me.
Yeah, like when Antariksh told me Saurabh, I'm like, I'm going to annihilate.
Annihilate.
And the score, it was the both of us in the game. The score was 50-0. He was third because for one question I called up Aditya and he was second.
It's like phone a friend वाला ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं दिए.
Okay, so we have so we have another one, which is I found out about Suzlon the Windmills, right? And so this guy called Dr. Harsh Patel put out saying Suzlon Windmills were named as Su's way of thinking in Gujarati.
Su's way of thinking in Gujarati.
So I was very confused by what that means.
Oh, the word is sujo. Like,
Yeah,
मैंने
sujo.
सुईझू नहीं. So that's
Correct.
like, it didn't strike me or something like that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what it means.
So it took me a lot of so when the founder Tulsi Tanti was asked about the name, he revealed this. So it took me a lot of research to find out. Takes its name from the Gujarati word for Sooj Booj, which means clever thinking, and LON is loans from banks.
Suzlon.
Sooj Booj and loans from banks, and both these ingredients are the cornerstone for any business. And the latter part of the name that Suzlon has come to be known for in recent times. And I mean, then it gets into about how they had some issues with paying off the loans. They had,
I relate to that part.
they had the infamy from an underlying 13,000 crore loan on its balance sheet. So the loan part was there, but the Soos part was not there. So yeah, did you know this?
No.
Yes.
Hey, I have one more I've researched.
Yeah.
I didn't know. But ये सूझ तो हिंदी में भी बोलते हैं वैसे.
मुझे सूझा नहीं.
हाँ,
Yes.
मुझे सूझा नहीं है.
Yeah,
हाँ,
yeah,
उतना
yeah.
नहीं बोलते.
Yeah.
उतना commonly नहीं है.
Correct.
But सूझबूझ तो हिंदी में भी आता है.
But here you use it because a lot of the Hindi here is like mixed with
Correct.
Gujarati and Marathi. Yeah.
But I also like the fact that you name a company which is named like Sooj Booj and then loan. Like,
And then
huh?
पता नहीं. सोच समझ के लोन लेना चाहिए. Maybe there is some PSA there.
No, but I can understand if you're a bank, right? You're a windmill company, and by the way, like the reputation when they initially started, they were one of the pioneers of green energy in India and all this. What I discovered while researching.
In the world, actually, Suzlon is one of the biggest
Yeah.
wind power company in the world.
Wow.
Damn nice.
He asked me, have you heard of it? I said, no.
I also did.
I have never heard of it.
Suzlon है काफी popular.
Yeah.
मतलब wind में और कौन ही company you can think of?
Indigo. Travel.
When you're talking about the Dominos dot thing, I did think of Indigo actually because that is also made of like dot.
Oh yeah.
ऐसा करके ना दो ऐसा.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's yeah. But also like relatively unambitious of Domino's to go like कि हम बस क्या 4 store खोलेंगे life.
3. The dots are 3 dots.
Oh, it's
3
like
major
that.
dots.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mostly researched only pizza companies because I'm like, मैं सिर्फ pizza खाती हूँ.
Very specific area of research.
Yeah, I researched Pizza Hut, which I think honestly is like my favorite pizza brand. Like,
Right.
I think it's very undervalued and underappreciated. The base they have it is not an ad by Pizza Hut. No, they didn't pay me, but Do you know why the logo is like that? All my questions are like, do you know?
Logo is like what? ऐसा pizza.
Wait 1 second. I'll try and find the Pizza Hut logo and show you. Yeah.
Pizza Hut logo में क्या होता है? It's literally a hut ना pizza का नहीं.
I will not give you any
Oh,
clues.
there's no internet.
For
What the
half
hell?
marks, I will ask
फोन पे
you.
देख सकते हैं ना.
हाँ,
मतलब लोगो का चेहरा तो देख लेते हैं.
Nobody is asking me if I'm allowing people to Google. I will cut all your points.
No, but we have to show him, like, he has
Just
to know the
logo
reference
कैसा
point,
है?
no?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the.
Wait,
ये
even I'll
logo है ना?
guess.
No, this that's the logo.
और ये,
Correct.
Oh, okay. There's a hat and then there's a pizza and a heart underneath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know
Thinking.
why it is?
So ये hut है ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Is it like the main ingredients of pizza red? Green,
नहीं.
ऐसा no.
मैं बताऊं?
Yes.
No, we don't want to know. Please, no. Yes, please go ahead.
Basically, it's like the roof of the main building. It looks like a red thatched hat. So then they made it like that.
And
This is
then-
how I also react when you give us the real answer.
KV, do you know any interesting Indian brands stories?
Yeah, I was searching actually because I know a couple of news stories I knew was the Jaguar one which you already used. And Havells also I think you've discussed.
Yeah,
already,
yeah.
right?
Dude, I thought Jaguar became the Q because of the company that Jaguar had already was using. So I thought they just changed the G to Q and make it
Oh, you thought
Jaguar.
like when Tata's took over that they changed the name from Jaguar to Jaguar.
Yeah, because the car Jaguar had the name. You know,
So
like
just to
WWF and
differentiate.
WWE, they were like, "अरे हम तो animals बचा रहे हैं और तुम
correct.
तो लड़ाइयाँ कर रहे हो," and then they were in that fight, and then they had to change it to WWE.
Yeah. And then Indians love Qs. So they're like, let's add a Q to it. Yeah.
एकदम बीच में.
Yeah, because वो वहाँ भी line cutting चालू है. हाँ, so what is yours?
हाँ
Yeah.
तो मैं कुछ एक लिस्ट बनाया था. Sorry if I can refer. ऐसा कुछ नया तो मिला नहीं मुझे.
I have more. I have like 4 or 5 more by the way. So
I have Jaguar I had which you've used. Lakme you've used.
what is Esbeda? Esbeda is what? It's a bag
It's a
company.
bag company.
So there's a lot of these like which are the number of Indian companies that are named like variations of people's names is very fascinating. Like Esbeda is apparently Satish Bheda, S Bheda, and he turned it into this. Essar is of course the founder's names are Essar. Syska is Shri Sant Kripa Appliances.
Yes.
Which I thought was interesting. Amaron is Amara Raja batteries. And then Orpat is Odhav R. Patel. Then one guy, Gaurav 69420. I mean, that's his...
69420.
yeah,
That's his
so-
Twitter ID.
Yeah, that's his YouTube ID. And he says BMW is Birju Momos Wala, which obviously is legit. TVS stands for Thiru Kurun Gudi Vengaram Sundaram.
Yeah.
And now please make the comments about how I said it incorrectly.
It's the same thing with PVR also, right?
Yeah.
PVR is Priya Village Roadshow.
Yeah.
What is the Priya angle of that though?
The daughter, I'm guessing.
Oh, really? Acha. Priya.
This is how rumors are started.
अरे बेटी थी यार.
In
Y'all
my-
have come with facts, I've come with rumors.
Brand rumors. That's another episode.
You're the Viral Bhayani of
Yeah.
brand names.
Yeah.
It's like,
Did you know Jaguar and Jaguar story?
no, but this is you know pre the internet. This is how rumors started, right? With brands,
100%.
you could just say anything.
Yeah.
Dude, this was a legit story I had heard and I have told many people this. तुझे पता है ऐसा नाम क्यों बदला है? क्योंकि because of Jaguar ने
Oh,
complaint file कर दी कि ये हमारा brand है.
Yeah. Like
yeah.
this is like Tommy Hilfiger being a racist, right?
Yeah, वो email thread
Yeah,
आता है.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
buy Tommy Hilfiger. This is because उसके कुछ campaign
Oh.
थे racism angle के.
No. The story became that Tommy Hilfiger had said somewhere that he said I didn't make my clothes for black people or something like
correct,
that.
something like
and it was all based on nothing.
Yeah.
Apparently, I mean I don't know if there's some other facts to the whole story or whatever it is.
Yeah, I remember this was during the email thread days.
Yeah.
So Tommy Hilfiger नहीं खरीदना है. वैसे भी औकात नहीं है खरीदने. ये क्या बकवास भेज रहे हो?
Yeah.
हाँ नहीं खरीदूंगा. It's a convenient boycott.
Tommy was like that first big brand we all wanted to like, we aspired to buy, I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry, this Priya Village Roadshow.
Yeah.
So basically Priya Cinema था दिल्ली में.
हाँ.
अभी भी है. और they basically and then Village Roadshow is a foreign company. So then they joined hands and they made PVR, Priya Village Roadshow.
Dude, but it's also interesting how you have to figure out the short form has to be catchy in some way. Like it can't be SSS.
Yeah.
It has to be like it has to have
It can't be KKK.
yeah. I mean I'm sure there is. Dude, like there is. And this is because all algorithms are run and all the bots which check what you're saying on YouTube and Instagram are America based. You can't say the German guy who started the World War. Like if you say his name, it brings down the video.
Oh my God, really?
Oh my God, this is craziness. And there's like about 6, 7
Is that why you're not taking his name right now?
And the point I'm coming to is that there is, I mentioned this to a couple of other people also. Like his name is used for a lock company. It's used for a clothing brand company in multiple places across India.
Oh.
So, which is kind of interesting to me.
Man,
I went to this vineyard in Nasik, which is York Wines.
Yeah.
And the name York also came by, which was like a acronym of all the founding people of that company.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, all the people over there are like naming it after their mothers. You know, like Sula is like Sulochana or something. Sula is basically an abbreviation of the mother's name.
Oh, wow.
And Soma is also like a amalgamation of the mother's name. So York was the only one that stood out. Oh my God, this is how I know my knowledge. Just by alcohol.
Pizza and wine. Like
Yeah.
that's
This is my college plan.
pizza and wine.
No, but also like it just shows you that alcohol is your real is the real parental figure we're looking at in life.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry,
हाँ,
this
you were saying.
last thing on the this
PVR.
PVR तो हो गया. उसके बाद वाला, it's completely unrelated, but it's crazy because it happened literally 3 days back. Is the guy you're talking about, right? His autobiography is like one of the most popular books sold in India, right? Like
Yeah.
every bookstore you'll
My
find
struggle.
My Struggle. Yes.
Yeah.
So I had like this weekend a friend of mine who is now a German citizen, okay, and he came home with a German friend of his,
Yeah.
okay, and we were all chilling and whatever, and he was going through my like bookshelf. उसको legit विश्वास नहीं हुआ
कि book है.
कि ये book किसी के घर में कैसे हो सकती है यार.
हाँ, क्योंकि
He
banned
saw
है
and he's like he just did not, like all his years, because in Germany they teach people in school to be guilty about this.
Of course.
They legit teach कि भाई हमने बहुत गलती कर दी है लाइफ में, please be, and there is a lot of debate there whether they should continue because it is उनको inferiority complex आ रहा है और sense of nationality कम हो रहा है.
It doesn't come in their crossword bestsellers.
हाँ, never. ये तो they are like उसको लगा कि भाई ये बुक कैसे किसी घर पे हो सकता है. मैंने उसको बोला इंडिया में बहुत कॉमन है ये बुक, हर बुक स्टोर के बाहर रहता है, उधर सिग्नल पे बेच रहे होते हैं लोग और सबके घर में है.
हाँ.
He's like भाई ये बैंड है और हमारे यहाँ तो मतलब unimaginable है किसी के सामने. Like if you do the salute from that guy, you can be imprisoned.
Yeah.
हमने बोला हमारे यहाँ तो लोग ऐसा कूल बनने के लिए ऐसा एक दूसरे को.
Yeah.
Mr. India का there is a whole gag of going Hail Mugambo, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
तो मैंने फट लिया यार, and just his whole night was just like, dude, I can't believe the book is here. Right here I'm sitting and chilling with you talking about Bayern Munich and West Ham winning whatever, but it's right here. There is इस आदमी का book कैसे है मेरे पास?
Dude,
It's
like
crazy.
a Indian friend of mine in Germany, he bought a house and he was so like, dude, मैं स्वस्तिक लगाऊं क्या गृह प्रवेश के दिन मेरे दरवाजे के बाहर? Like it's like they don't, like even if it's our sign of it's an auspicious sign for them. Not everybody has that awareness, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're very sensitive. Like I was once traveling with a German guy and phone pe, you know, I was just talking to my friend and something came up and I just, you know how we casually use the word grammar Nazi, right? And that guy was just like, what? And I'm like, dude, it's super cash for us, okay? Like relax.
You can't use the word grammar Nazi in Germany.
I
Dude.
think
I mean, they're sensitive about it. They're just like, is this person not educated? Like, does she not know history?
No, but also like I can imagine as a German person, after a point, like my sister was in Switzerland for a while when she was studying there. She got a scholarship. It was very annoying. And we were hanging out with this German guy who was very funny. Like really, like I mean, people who say Germans are not funny. I met that guy like when I was 22 or something. I'm like, this guy's hilarious, dude. And then somebody mentioned one of the world wars, and he's just like, he just went like, I cannot deal with this.
इस बात नहीं बोलूँगा.
Dude, but the guy who got this thing by the book, I mean, like imagine showing him all the translations that exist. There's like multiple, like every language it's been.
I
there.
don't even know if this is a fact, but I think it's sold more copies than the Bible. Again, it's a rumor I'm spreading.
So imagine वो बंदा इतना scandalized है, and then my pretty cute dog comes in the room and I go, Arya, and she's like, what did you say? I said, I said Arya. I said, oh, I heard Aryan. Like, not going there, brother. I'm not.
But like, does he not know Shah Rukh Khan's son?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. पता नहीं.
Yeah, these Germans, they don't know anything about
Germans.
culture, yeah. They're all like all this, yeah. Okay, so I'll tell you a couple more things.
Yes.
Okay, this is a legendary Indian company, right? And okay, I'll ask you
Yes.
MDH full form.
I know.
Yeah, do you know MDH full form?
You discussed with me on the phone, and then I forgot.
Yeah.
MDH is Mahashiyan di Hatti.
Yeah, which is okay. Mahashiyan di Hatti, like first of all, comes from the word Mahashay ka plural, right? Why don't we use the word Mahashay anymore? What a great word! Isn't it a great word to say?
It's a great word, but it's a very like, it sounds like you're saying it ironically. Like imagine if I'm doing crowd interaction, I'm like, Mahashay, आपका नाम क्या है?
Yeah, it's very like, और महाशय आ गए आप शर्ट पहन के हैं.
Yeah, it's like very taunty word that
Yeah,
your father
there is a
uses.
certain use.
Yeah, and also you never know whether all these words, like what the origins and uses in the world in general, right? Like where you're like, okay, I don't know what connotations it could have.
Yeah.
But a great word, yeah.
But
Mahashay
Mahashay is used in formal Hindi writing, like
Yeah.
in government letters and all till date.
Huh.
They write like instead of like dear sir and all, Mahashay is used.
I'd love to be called Mahashay. Yeah.
So when you say you don't know in what context, like you don't know if it was like controversial, like
I mean, you never know, no? Like some word where you, and again, this is where like I find it interesting about it, the fact that we come from so many diverse cultures. Like I'll use a word which I've been using for a very long time, right? I won't mention the word, but a friend of mine told me, he's like, hey, this has completely different connotations for a certain group of people.
yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I didn't know. And I mean, like again, so I like people who are teaching you stuff.
Yeah.
Without judgment, because they're like, hey, you don't know this, so here it is.
That's
As
the
opposed
right
to
approach.
like,
Yeah. Like you guys know the word master bedroom now has been dropped from the world as a vocab because the word master had like those connotations and everything. And I have learned that people are not using the word master bedroom anymore because of Selling Sunsets, ka latest season, where they're like, it's a, you know, like it's a real estate wala thing, right? So when they're introducing the master bedroom, now they've changed it to this is the primary. Okay, so now I have also used it in my vocabulary when people come at home and I'm like, so this is our primary and this is the middle bedroom.
like it's primary and middle. Primary, secondary. This is
Because in Marathi you say madli kholi, which is like the middle bedroom, which is like, it's usually the smaller bedroom. I don't know, they don't have small bedrooms in Selling Sunsets.
Madli Kholi is way better than primary bedroom.
Primary is the main
Yeah.
master. So yeah, I noticed it while watching Selling Sunsets and I'm like, got it, updated my vocab.
What is Selling Sunsets?
It's a reality show.
Like based in India?
No, it's a LA-based reality show. It's a bunch of women who are real estate agents who sell homes to the rich and HNIs of LA, and it's just all of their catty behavior with each other. It's so fun.
Dude, this is endless, na? The whole like catty behavior. Like, you know, I was judging. I mean, like you are interested in Bollywood gossip, right? And then I was going through Bombay Times. I'm like, who gives a shit about any of this? And then I realized that I give a shit about Virat Kohli reading the newspaper on the London Metro.
Yes.
So we are the same. We've just chosen a different thing to be intrigued by.
You choose a different personality, and I am interested in everybody. Like you could tell me about your friend who I don't know anything about, and I will be very interested in this person's life.
Same. This reminds me, there was an 1890s article, okay? 1890s in the Times or Guardian, 1890s, about how people are not talking to each other. And they're all busy reading newspaper and books. This is a big thing for civilization. In 1890s. In article की लोग बात ही नहीं करते social setting में, सब अपना अपना पढ़ रहे, what the hell? Blew my mind. I'm like, लोग वही है यार, लोग कुछ ना कुछ ढूंढ रहे हैं.
It's the same. People are fishing for content every time.
लोग कुछ भी ढूंढ रहे हैं, तुमसे ना बात कर रहे हैं.
नहीं बात करने के बहाने ढूंढ रहे हैं बेसिकली. लोग बहाने ढूंढ रहे हैं कि fuck, इसके साथ तो नहीं. Oh man,
dude, that's damn funny.
Yeah, that was
like we our worries remain the same across the board, across generations. The same worries, where it's like XYZ communities under threat, XYZ countries under threat for XYZ reason. Children are being raised incorrectly. Young people are too rebellious and they are terrible in ways. Old people are too firm in their. It's all the same shit. Every generation is the same stuff. Yeah. Isn't that the most interesting thing about reading history, where you're like, oh wait, this is all we are
सेम ही
just
हो रहा
repeating.
है.
Yeah.
हिस्ट्री रिपीट itself जो बोलते हैं वो सही है.
Yeah.
यही हो रहा है. अब ज़्यादा लोग जान रहे हैं. Like that's all. Like
Yeah.
we are more aware because of internet and tech. But हो तो वही रहता.
Yeah. Do you any more brand facts? I'll tell you about
I made a
MDH.
list
Hey,
about
will you
some
please
random.
search what is Sula person's mother's name? Because it's like really bugging me. Is it
Sula-
Sulochna or am I Sulabha? I think that's her name. I don't know.
It says Sula motherhood. Wait 1 second. Who is Sula's mother? Who with
Sula. Shouldn't the search keywords be like Sula name origin?
Yeah, Sulabh. SULABHA. Sulabha.
Sulabha. Yeah.
The name Sula came from his mother's name Sulabha and symbolized the rich Indian heritage of his wines. Okay.
Did you know?
I didn't know,
Okay,
but I do know Sulabh is like one of world's
that-
biggest toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Sulabha.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking Sulochna since when I'm like, it's not.
Sulochana, because she's a legendary Marathi actress.
Yeah, correct.
So you were saying something about the brand.
Yeah, I made a list of some very boring. Like, did you guys know about this Vicco Turmeric?
No.
Okay,
No, but I
crazy.
know the jingle by heart.
Yeah.
है ना? इतना movies देखा है.
We could like karaoke to those jingles.
Hey, rain has started, dude.
Yes.
So we were all worried it happened at Yash, and I spoke to Yash where I'm like, dude, will rain sounds come? He's like, it's Mumbai. Obviously, rain sounds will come. What are you supposed to do?
Hilarious. I love the resigned attitude. He has like, of course, your worst worry, of course it's going to be true.
कैसी बातें कर रहा है यार? It was one of those like क्या बोल रहा है?
मुंबई में बारिश हो रही है? This is a shock.
क्या बोल रहा है?
हाँ, so
Sorry, what
Vicco
about
Turmeric.
Vicco?
So Vicco was founded by a person called Keshav Vishnu Pendarkar.
Oh.
Okay, and hence Vicco stands for Vishnu Industrial Chemical Company.
Chemical company.
Yeah. It's a so that becomes Vicco, Vishnu Industrial Chemical Company.
They really put no effort in like finding a name. They're just like
but
whatever
also-
is on the income tax return, we're just going to abbreviate it
Yeah.
and put it.
No, but like BlackBerry, right? They sat down and they said, what did they say? That they said that the word, it has to be like a 2-word something. There was some logic behind it being called BlackBerry, right? Where they said that it has to have 2 B's. There's some logic behind it, right? So it's always some marketing person or some guy who has his ear to the crowd saying कि sir आपका ना end में ना O sound होना चाहिए.
Yeah.
Vicco होना चाहिए, Vika नहीं होना चाहिए, and then they'll do some numerology or whatever.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the story, but I know the ad.
Yeah.
That's it.
Vicco
We are
Vajradanti.
No,
Oh,
we are the Blackberry boys.
That's a separate
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. But did you know IMAX is a made-up word? Huh?
What?
Huh? There's no like. They,
I did not
Yeah,
know.
So basically, they just wanted. Long story short, they wanted some word which like sounds very in that zone.
Or it was
of,
like, was it in the same zone
ऐसा.
of Apple coming out? Like
नहीं, नहीं,
something?
उससे पहले इन्होंने
Okay.
नया टेक्नोलॉजी है तो like ये थोड़ा बड़ा होगा तो किसको क्या बोलना चाहिए. So they just came up with like IMAX. There is no like, there's no word, there's no logic, there's no
That's
funda.
so
It's just a random
cool.
word they came up with. और वही
Nice.
है. IMAX
So it's
is
like
just-
maximum experience,
हाँ,
but like
ऐसा.
some letter
हाँ,
before
हाँ,
it.
हाँ.
Yeah,
That
but again, I'm
makes
telling you, it's a
sense.
marketing guy. Who marketing guy is like, we should put Max there somehow. And then somebody's like, what about I? And they're like, अच्छा idea तेरा.
Yeah. Nice.
Because this all this, like, I love how, like, with BlackBerry we heard, like with Google, I realized is such a fantastic name because Ask Jeeves was an interesting name for the time when it came out. Bing is also kind of an interesting name when you think about it. But Google, it sounds so interesting. Then you find out the backstory of it being a bit number and all that kind of
Google.
stuff. Great, it's a great name.
Google has become a verb now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't even know the story behind how Google became like a.
First time it was used in popular culture was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the show. That is the first time it was used as a verb, where she just said, "Google it" or something like that.
Ah, okay.
And they were like, "ये क्या है?" And then
Yeah.
Hey Yash, do we need to stop or should we just go? It's not bad. But it's like, I mean, if I'm listening to a podcast, I'm like, हाँ बारिश हो रही है, क्या कर सकते हैं इसका? Isn't it? It's, पर थोड़ा सा रहेगा ना बाद में we can
Superb,
adjust
cold
with
coffee
sound.
by
नीचे हो
Raj.
रहा
Amazing.
हाँ. हाँ. Is it sounding okay according to you? Yeah, then
Enjoy,
no
ना? हाँ,
problem.
ठीक है फिर.
Then no stress. Let's just keep going.
भजिए.
Ajiye.
Did you know bhajiye is not a real word? and they just penetrated. It
Of
was
course, it's not a real word. It's a stand-up made word. Just like Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola is great, dude. As a comedian, right? Aren't you always looking for words where you're like, अरे ये बहुत funny sound करता है. इसका logic क्या पता नहीं पर बहुत funny sound करता है.
I made up a word.
Yeah.
Karaterer.
Karaterer.
Someone who snores. Karate.
Karate. Yeah, that's fun.
I
That's
thought
fun.
वो कोई कराटे खेल करते हुए केटरिंग करता है उसको कराटेरर
Like, hi.
but हाँ much better karate. Okay, my next fact is about Ranbaxy. Have you guys discussed
Yeah,
Ranbaxy?
Ranbaxy,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Did you know Ranbaxy?
I know the word. I know that it's medicine. Na?
हाँ.
It's a
Yeah.
company, pharmaceutical
Yeah,
company.
तो ऐसा सुन
Correct.
के लगता है कि बहुत कुछ fancy
Yeah,
English नाम होगा कुछ तो फंडा होगा. It's
It
just
sounds like a textile company actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ऐसा कुछ.
Yeah.
But it's just combination of two names.
Again,
let
it's a
me think.
hashtag.
Ranbir Singh and Gurbaksh Singh.
Yeah.
Oh my
So
god.
Ran from Ranbir Singh, Ranbi, and then Gurbaksh का AX लेके Ranbaxy बना.
Oh wow. But nice
It's
combo.
nice. Ranbaxy is
It's catchy.
Do you know the Sukesh Chandrasekhar connection with Ranbaxy?
No.
So you know Sukesh the con man, right?
Of
I
course.
mean, so
Oh,
now
yeah, I
he's
know
like,
the
dude,
connection.
come
I mean-
Oh
on.
yeah. Sukesh,
Please,
of course.
hello. Immediately I'm thinking Jackie.
Yeah, we just talked about kick, so
Oh yeah.
kick, Jacqueline, and
Everything comes back to talking about Salman in some weird way.
Exactly.
Everything in the world. So Sukesh was locked in the same jail cell, this thing as the gentleman from Ranbaxy who got arrested as well. And his wife, whoever, I've forgotten the man's name. His wife was trying to get him out, and so they used to keep talking about how he'll get him out. What Sukesh Chandrasekhar did was he found this man's wife's number and pretended to be a government employee.
Yeah, I know
and
this. I
he
know
siphoned
this.
off like crores and crores of rupees trying to get her out. And then the story goes that this lady found out eventually that she's been conned for whatever crazy amount of money. And she called up the police and she said that this guy's conned me. And they said, wo to yahi hai. We can't do anything
Yeah,
more.
I remember he
It's
did
already
this with someone, but I didn't know it was a Ranbaxy,
It was a Ranbaxy guy,
person.
yeah.
Dude,
Crazy, dude.
sometimes I really wonder when, like, you know how we go to a Zara sale and we bump into people we know. Like, these people must be going to jail and be like, "Arey,
हाँ
meet
ऐसे
and
हो.
greet."
अरे, तेरा कब क्या
तू भी इधर है? When is your checkout?
हाँ भाई लगता है क्या तू लंबा पैकेज लिया अच्छा वो ऑफर चल रहा था ना यार
Vacation.
अच्छा
You know,
वो
I'm
एमएक्स
just
कार्ड के साथ ऐसा 7 नाइट्स था अच्छा
लंच किधर है? लंच तैयार नहीं हुआ अभी तक.
Is there a business center over here?
अरे तू गलत क्रेडिट कार्ड लिया.
तेरे को बोला था इधर आ
अरे यार भी साथ में टट्टी करना पड़ेगा. क्या किया तू?
वो उसको तू डायरेक्ट तिहाड़ पॉइंट्स में कन्वर्ट कर सकता है यू नो उसका ऐसा है 1 rupee equal to 1 point crazy हो
Yeah, but I still feel bad for this man's wife because I mean she got caught from a crazy amount of money. Okay, I found out something about the MDH guy just to come back to him. Like what a fascinating man. Okay.
great guy
So KV, you know the name of the man? Let's see. Let's test
yeah
you.
wait
Mahashiyan.
Yeah.
हम
I
वो
got
तो
the
है ही
first half.
अरे it's
3
धर्मपाल
points.
गुलाटी no
No, Dharam Pal.
Dharam Pal
Yeah.
Gulati, yeah.
So he was, and this is, I thought this is such a cool fact. He was the highest paid FMCG CEO of India in 2017. He took home over 210 million rupees, which is equivalent to $3 million in 2020 as salary in the fiscal year. And I'm like completely earned because not only is he the founder, he's the marketing head, he's the face of the company. I mean, dude, worth more.
Yeah.
he's not some VC funded fraud new gen
Yeah,
whatever sorry again we are sounding like uncles but this is like ऐसा मिला और did you hear this news story about this housing.com person who had like who got like again another round of funding and amongst many expenses he had this whole boardroom booked at Taj
Yeah.
like the Taj the Kulaba Taj
my God.
for like eternity और हर दिन का बुकिंग हो 20-30 हजार जा रहा है हर दिन मीटिंग नहीं हो रहा कुछ नहीं हो रहा ऐसे पैसे उड़ा रहे हैं
Oh my God.
And
compared to that तो मतलब
this is the same person who bought a Maybach.
really
Yeah, there was somebody who got VC funding and hadn't paid salaries for employees, and they bought a Maybach or some crazy big car. I don't know which particular car it was because now this is the thing. I'll say Maybach and they're like, "नहीं,
हाँ भाई
वो
मुझे
Phantom
मोमेंट
था."
ऐसे 30,000 नाम लगा नहीं वो एक्चुअली 18,000 था साले
हाँ, GST नहीं इंक्लूड किया तूने, TDS काटा नहीं तो क्या?
कभी ताज की शक्ल भी देखी है
तो आज जो बदले की वजह से चालू हुआ था उसके बारे में कुछ
Starter नहीं पता.
but yeah, a lot of, I mean, actually, it's not a lot. I think it's a few people who misuse the kind of thing. Any more brand things that you have?
I made some.
Yeah, actually, it was in my bag. I'd made, but DD logo. Do you know? Yeah, that. So, when the DD logo, the open call went out for like designing. Somebody from NID made a yin yang.
Yeah.
And sent it, and they approved that. So basically, it's actually a yin yang, and then somebody from the graphics team thought it'll be a good idea to make the yin yang like rotating. So that's how the DDI got to be known. And the designers were from NID.
NID.
So I was like, man, all these legendary institutes have. I would like to be in a room, I feel like, where something like a legendary logo or a legendary tagline like gets made. Like I would like to know how that goes.
Dude, I mean, first of all, great logo. Like that's a very good logo,
catchy
dude.
logo. Yeah,
And
very
also
like stays in the head.
And Doordarshan itself as a name is what a fantastic name.
Yeah.
100%.
Such a great name. And so like I think a lot of the times when you're thinking about like Indian brands from the past, etc., it's oh my god, look at this massive giant bag of yours. Wait, do you have? Oh my god. In the day of, see, this is the problem. Young people are just reading newspapers
I
and
have
getting
so
distracted.
much in this. I have a pen.
Yeah, let's see what else you have.
I have a lip balm.
Nice. But is it a flavored lip balm or a normal one?
No, it's very normal. It's very bad.
Do you want to repeat?
Yeah, bhai, I was seeing this break ka istemal.
Yeah.
This is kajal.
Either break or a clothes on.
This is
Sonali.
hand cream.
Which one?
These are keys.
Cream pour la more.
And that's it.
This is
These are all the things I need in life.
Dude, are you one of those people who's like, I wish I had pockets as a lady?
Yeah, I do, but only sometimes. So I buy my clothes where I balance it out.
Okay, yeah.
Like I need enough. Thank you so much. I need enough clothes that have pockets and then enough where. Because the thing is, they don't know how to make the pockets, so it looks bulgy.
Yeah.
So I buy pants that have like pockets in them, like the loose pants that have pockets. I get very upset when those pants that I buy have those fake zippers because I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, at least make a
What do
proper,
you,
yeah.
Don't make it. Just make a plain black pant. Like you don't have to have zipper to look as a fashion.
Yeah.
Like you open it's a pocket. Like haha, got you.
चलता फिरता prank कर रहा है.
Yeah.
Jeans पे ध्यान दे, YouTuber नहीं मैं.
It's like when you find like it's a door handle and it doesn't open to anything.
Exactly.
It's damn
Like in
dumb.
hotel rooms when there's a door and it opens, it's just plain.
Yeah, that's zippers. Yeah,
Realize we
okay.
have a lot of things to rant about. We
Yeah,
should do more
we
episodes
should,
for
we should,
this
yeah.
panel.
I like Sonali's yellow paper. Yes, please, Sonali. Yeah.
I'm thinking Starbucks
Okay.
has gone through a lot of logo changes. That's how the article started. Okay.
It's article / therapy started with this. I've gone through a lot of changes actually, and
Apparently, they used to have like boobs as the logo.
What?
Okay, with the like that mermaid and the boobs were out there, but people were really upset. And then so they went through many changes, and then she started covering her boobs with the long hair and everything.
No, boobs mean like just the outline
Like
of the
the
breast. Like,
nipples.
oh, it had nipples and all.
Yes,
Oh my
yes.
you
god.
know the logo is banned in Saudi Arabia. If you
Because
go to a
of the
Starbucks
nipples.
there,
Yeah.
because it's very like they think it's very provocative.
Oh, dude, so it's a lady's face as the logo.
Yeah.
Oh my
In whatever
god.
their
Yeah.
moral code, it doesn't fit.
It was like long hair, and then over the years they went through changes, and now it is what it is. Eventually, she started like covering up her nipples with the long hair. You know, like Catherine Zeta-Jones from Zorro. And
Yeah.
then in the middle they introduced like some vintage series. So those
Old ones
the
came back,
old ones
yeah.
came back just for a limited short time. And then the article said, but people were still upset.
Yeah. I mean, when are people not upset, dude?
That's
Like,
true.
when are
Yeah,
people not upset? Like, okay, you know, one of my favorite things to go through on Instagram, and I'll come to basically, actually, I'll tell you this story. Starbucks, like, so in Bangkok, they've legalized marijuana, right? So they've opened out a lot of these dispensaries and all that kind of stuff, and one of them is called Starbuds BKK, right? So now as an Indian, you're walking through and I'm seeing Starbuds, and if you look at the word, it looks like a gali. So I'm just staring at them like, what are they trying to say for like 8 minutes? I'm like, Starbuds. Just staring at it like But my one of the favorite things to watch is that they'll have Indian street food ka videos on Instagram.
Right.
And multiple people from the West will be like, oh my God, look at the hygiene. I'm like, can you just, nobody's asking you to eat it, no? Just shut the fuck up. Like, हमें पसंद है तो खाना अच्छा लगता है क्या?
But like there's street food all over Southeast. There's street food everywhere.
Yeah.
And the hygiene is pretty much on the same level. Street food is called street food because of a reason.
Yeah, because we want part of the street inside the food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We want to be on the streets while
Garnished
eating
with some
it.
sweet,
Yeah.
if you don't mind, like धनिया की जगह थोड़ा सा ऐसा खाऊ गली घाट को पर डाल दिया तो मुआ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
sir.
I mean, people keep saying that never look in the kitchen of a 5-star
Yeah.
restaurant as well. And I'm sure, I've never seen, but I'm sure it's not going to be like,
Oh, it's, listen, it's great. It's awesome.
it's great.
Oh, because it's,
Are you being
it
sarcastic?
proves exactly what he said. Where it's like people are just doing anything. It's almost, I'm not saying as unhygienic as like say
Of
street
course,
food,
no.
but it's close. Like कुछ भी चल रहा है. Dude, the number of times I've been to a 5-star and I've seen somebody pee and not wash their hands and leave is like enormous.
Oh,
So
damn.
yeah. Anyways, KV, you're
Also,
trying to
I've
say
seen
something.
these. I've seen these videos, and I've seen people write also. At least we can see the kitchen, unlike your 5-star hotels.
Oh, that's a good. That's
Yeah.
जो है यही है दोस्त.
Yeah.
हाँ.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's go through your list.
No,
No,
he
no,
was saying-
yeah.
he was trying to say something in the
I
middle.
was saying I was just trying to randomly recommend Mask to people. Have you been to Mask like for a
No,
nice?
I have not.
Please go to Mask in Mahalakshmi/Worli.
Pizza Hut, Mask. Which
Mask,
place do you
because,
want to promote?
Sorry, the reason I thought of Mask is because it's a 10-course menu, but during one course they take you to the kitchen. So it's wonderful to go inside. Fantastic kitchen. It looks very soothing. It's very like ऐसा एकदम मस्त है यार वो जगह.
Oh,
Please,
that's
I
so
would highly recommend
cool.
Mask.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
When I was in the 5th standard, my birthday party was in McDonald's. Okay. And
I really want to know how this connects to mask right now.
no, so I'm
I
coming to it.
sure
na.
I know Sonali.
I'm coming to
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So my birthday party was in McDonald's, and as a part of a treat, like when you hire their place, they like people from McDonald's like help you organize the games and all. And because you're the birthday girl, they allow you to take one friend and you get a tour of the kitchen. And I felt like such an insider. And you guys have seen Millie, that movie, Janvi Kapoor movie,
The new,
which is
no,
inspired from, which is a remake of Helen. So she gets caught in that freezer, okay? And they take us into that big freezer, which is called the tundra region because of the tundra region, and it's like super cold. And I saw this and I was like, I came out and I told my friends, guys, y'all have no idea how our fries are made. They're already made. It's frozen. And I felt like such a genius with
Oh,
this
man, I can
information.
imagine.
So that's the only kitchen I've seen.
Yeah,
But,
I can imagine as a young person, like, dude, this is what I love about kids. Like, okay, you know what? Even the Jaguar thing, okay? Like, there's a lot of people who are cynical on the internet, like, तो क्या करूँ इस फैक्ट के साथ? अरे कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बस सीखा कुछ ना. Like, and that's what I notice about kids when they're amazed by stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, how do you let it go as an adult, man? Keep it.
No, I think when people say keep that child alive, I think this is one of those aspects
Yeah,
of
just
it.
be
कि कुछ भी
curious.
नया चीज में इतना
Yeah.
excitement होने लगता है ना. Like literally last night we were watching The Dark Knight for like 1000th time, and till date वो जैसे ही the scene where the opening scene where he says I killed the bus driver, and they're like, what bus driver? And the bus enters and that whole Joker.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
see, I don't know if you
Even
can zoom in.
speaking
but
about it, you're getting
I was like,
goosebumps.
oh, fuck. And then like Manvi said, कि इसमें ऐसा क्या है? Like, and I was like, अरे पोटा सा वो बस आ जाएगा बैंक में किसने सोचा था? And she's like, but ऐसा कुछ goosebump टाइप तो नहीं है, तुम्हारे तो पैर में goosebump हो रहा है. And I was like, नहीं, but he says, कि I killed the boy. And you're like, bus driver. ऐसा बस पीछे से आ जाता है यार, उसको मार देता मार.
His enthusiasm is hilarious.
Crazy नहीं है क्या? With the music, and I'm trying to be adult
Crazy
about
हो गया.
it. Now suddenly I realize, okay, I have to be adult. So I'm like, no. So the thing is, see, okay, so this was all shot in IMAX. It was huge. Okay, the Nolan. And this Hans Zimmer background, if you notice right on the so it's nahi? Okay.
This is great trying to explain your enthusiasm to somebody who's just not getting it.
ऐसा, and then I'm thinking of ऐसा कुछ some, can I think of an analogy? पहली बार जोई ट्रिबियानी दिखते तो क्या? नहीं, no, not the same. तो क्या? couldn't think. Brother. It's very, but that child has to be alive, I feel.
Yeah, like the fun you get when you're rewatching something that has made a massive impact on you. Like,
Yeah.
is there any movie like that you watch that constantly, like you watched it, but still same level of?
Dude, I started watching The Office again for no reason. Like
I've been through that.
Yeah, because I was
Yeah.
like, I want to know, because I hated Jim.
Okay.
I used to hate because I just thought he was a bully, and then I started watching it from the start, and you're like, oh no, but this is deserved,
you thought
right?
Jim was a bully?
Because he was
Bully
used
to Dwight. There's a lot
yeah,
of people who feel
because
this
he
way.
used to like slap him around and all that. And then you're like, oh, but you're. And then I had a breakthrough while watching it where Bill Burr had said something about Office, where he said this is like watching human cartoons, right? And I've always felt that way about Big Bang Theory, and that's why I never got into it. But with The Office, I realized that it's a sketch show.
Yeah.
It's literally they are doing multiple sketches across the board, and it's not supposed to be realistic. It's supposed to be unreal. This is a variant of this happens in offices, but it's not exactly obvious. There's no such. I mean, there's no way Dunder Mifflin is making money with the kind of decisions they make.
Sure.
So it's so interesting to watch all that, and then the realization that this is supposed to be a sketch show as opposed to it being. And obviously they have emotional moments and stuff which are like, dude, the Jim and Pam angle I never got, and then right now I started rewatching it. I was like, I was like tearing up and all. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
that
This never
proposal
happened
scene
before.
is just.
I love that show. Dude.
Yeah.
Even that proposal, speaking of it, I'm getting goosebumps. So yeah.
I think
love
this will
that.
become an office because there is literally every
enough.
day explore page pe ek na ek some scene, some meme.
yeah.
Actually went to Scranton, Pennsylvania last to last.
Oh my God! Really?
saw that, yeah.
Did you? Is there a board or is
No,
it,
so
is there a
there used to
building?
be welcome to Scranton wala board
Right.
bar, but they have now put it inside a mall. So it's very lame actually. Photo mein acha dikhta hai. You can go to that mall and uske
Yeah.
साथ photo खिंचा सकते हो. Welcome to Scranton.
Right.
But वही है.
Okay. Why would they put a welcome to Scranton board in the mall?
So that people can come and take photos.
Okay,
and all,
okay.
ऐसे ही.
They made a selfie point
selfie
kind of a
point.
thing.
I love Warsaw.
Okay.
It's there.
That's crazy.
I love Warsaw.
Dude, I recently went to Borivali. Over there, it was just written randomly outside a gym. I love gym. I had gym. Straight.
I can stand by that. I love Jim. Jim is great.
My favorite movie that I watch a lot is Dil Dhadakne Do. Like I rewatch it. I was never a heavy rewatcher. It was not my thing.
Dil Dhadakne Do is the one on the
Zoya
ship.
Akhtar movie. Yeah, the one on the
That's a
ship.
very nice movie,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Aditya is a big rewatcher. He loves rewatching things. So Dil Dhadak Zoya Akhtar movies is where we find a middle ground because I feel like her movies have immense rewatch value.
Yeah.
So Dil Dhadakne Do, every time I watch it, I find like some new dialogue, some nuance, because sometimes you're watching movies when you're on a phone or you're eating or like some distraction has happened. So every time I find like a new angle. So Anil Kapoor is like my favorite, okay, where he's like, this one scene where he's talking to Priyanka Chopra and she's like, अरे आप अपने भाई से ऐसे कैसे बात करते हो, आपके भाई assistant थोड़ी ना है, and he's just looking at us like, are you mad? I think you need a drink.
Wow, dude. Dude, the Shefali Shah's breakdown scene in that movie was
That
like something.
cake eating
oh
has
my
a separate
God,
fan
dude.
base.
Butter knife wala.
Like that bit itself, I was like, you're one of the best actors in the country, man. That's an amazing scene.
That, I mean, she has had immense growth. She used to be on Hasrate, this show on ZTV, which as a
Yes.
child I should not have been watching, but I was very addicted to it. And then she started doing movies. Next career phase I remember is her being Akshay Kumar's mother, and she was almost like the same age or
Yeah.
younger than him. I can't remember, but very close. And I think now where she is in her career, I'm like super happy for her.
Yeah, it's 25 years since Satya came out, guys. My favorite movie of all
Satya
time.
also,
And
correct,
Satya
yeah,
Shefali
yeah,
Shah
yeah,
was
yeah.
one of her like breakthrough roles. She was so good. And again, it will become another podcast. Every 2 minutes, I feel like that whole scene with Biko Matre when she slaps him and was like, "Kidhar tha tu hai?" It's too good.
I stumbled upon an interview with KK Menon where he said that because Satya की वजह से हम लोग और सबको chance मिला.
100%.
Because Manoj Vajpayee's role there literally shot like, okay, now we need legit actors. You don't need these superstar type of people. And I was like, that's a great point, dude. If that movie hadn't exploded. So Ram Gopal Verma is oddly enough
Yeah.
one
Do
of
one
the
whole
people.
RGV episode if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because Satya didn't have any star as such, except Urmila was the only known face.
Huh.
Everyone else, in retrospect, is a star.
Yeah.
Manoj Vajpayee and like Saurabh Shukla and everyone, Paresh Rawal to an extent. But
Who was the
तब नहीं
lead
था.
actor? I forgot his name.
Chakrabarti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Chakrabarti, no one had seen in Bollywood.
Yeah, nobody knew.
Before Satya.
Also, I remember that movie was adult and that was for some reason the only movie the ticket checkers were like really strict about it. Like they were not allowing any minor to come and watch the. Otherwise, they weren't so strict. But I remember they didn't allow me to like watch the film, so I had to watch it on Star Plus, and even it got screened at like not at a regular prime time 9 o'clock. Got screened at like 11 o'clock. So I stayed up till 11 and I watched
Because
it.
I think the violence is very realistic. It's
Yeah.
it's not like unrealistic violence. Like if you're watching, I mean, again, I mean, coming back to a Salman or whatever action film like that, you're like, this is unrealistic, but that's what makes it fun. There, it was like, oh wait.
Yeah, because
It's
that's the
super
whole
realistic
premise of the
violence.
movie.
Yeah.
The whole thing is कि gangster लोग कैसे रहते हैं, ऐसे ही रहते हैं.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It was quite inspired from Goodfellas, though. Must say.
little bit.
Dude, I don't remember Satya. Satya is your favorite film of all time?
Yeah, Hindi film, if like top of my mind, I'll always say Satya.
Wow,
Like,
what's
I
keep
yours?
watching.
was too young when I watched it, but like as I grew older, I started appreciating it more. When I was younger, I was like, okay, this is not my scene. I'm not getting it.
Yeah.
But because I was in a very different phase, I was like, you know, still like Shah Rukh movies, like Deewana types and all. I
I
was
think it was the
watching.
same year when Kuch Kuch Hota Hai came out.
Kuch Kuch Hota Hai,
Satya
yeah,
and Kuch Kuch
correct.
Hota Hai, yeah.
Dude, you know, I've never watched Satya properly. I think I should watch
You
it. now,
should.
yeah.
I never watched when it came out in theater
Yeah.
because हमारे
Yeah.
घर में theater का ही concept नहीं, मतलब बुरे बच्चे जाते हैं hall में film देखने.
What?
For many years I didn't watch. Like एक दो movie मैंने देखा होगा ऐसे छुप छुप के मामा जी आए तो सरफरोश दिखा के ले आए ऐसा करके. But ऐसा film देखना मतलब लड़का हाथ से निकल गया. Like film कैसे देख सकते हो theater
Dude,
में
I
जाके?
remember when I was watching Sarfarosh, there was India Australia ka some World Cup match going on, and my father kept going out to see the score, to calling a mama because my mom doesn't like watching movies, and I wanted to watch Sarfarosh, so he took me on a Sunday to watch Sarfarosh, and he was like, "Match ke din ladki picture dikhane leke aayi hai."
But over the years, I have fallen in love with Satya. The only reason I was looking forward to Satya then was because Urmila I am still in love with. But and there was nothing like ऐसा पता नहीं क्या है. But over the years, I've kept rewatching it, kept reading more about it, books about it, interviews about it. I've devoured Satya, and it has never failed to, like, never ceased to amaze me every time I see that movie.
I gotta watch it. And you know, my favorite movie of all time is a big surprise. It's Padosan.
I'm telling you, this will become so another podcast.
Dude, like my dad and like, so it's the ultimate bonding thing for me and my dad because both of us obsessed with Kishore Kumar. I mean, I'm obsessed because of him, and we've seen Padosan like about 75 times. And even though now you're like, stereotyping South Indians, all that kind of stuff. Completely agree. But I mean, back then when I was like, this is some other thing.
Yeah.
But we are out of time. It is the problem.
But
Is
one
the
thing in Padosan scene I want to say, if you
Yeah.
remember that scene where he tries to teach him in the beginning, where he's like, no. And that scene is again a classic sketch scene where there is escalation. Like it's proper like what we do in writer's room now. Where it escalates. We're like, बोला है नीचे से, and then थोड़ा first level of escalation was then नीचे से ही वो नीचे चला जाता है. Then you're like, okay, scene end हो गया, बहुत funny है. Then it keeps escalating because then it becomes this thing, and then it ends with they listen to a random and they look at each other. And they're like. And then they look at the door and there's a donkey at the door going, And you're like, बहुत funny, अब scene खत्म हो गया. But they still have saved a they saved a punchline after this, where then Mukri or somebody says कि, and like क्या हुआ कर? मैं सोच रहा था उसकी आवाज इससे बेहतर है. और जोक बचा के रखा था तू. Dude, what the hell?
great movie.
I should watch it. That's the movie I have not watched.
Yeah, I don't know
I've
if
only heard songs.
I don't know if it's aged well, but also you know, my favorite comedies are the ones where the lead is an idiot. And I don't know why that's not there. Like in Bollywood, they've just forgotten. Now everybody's just like, I am out machoing or I'm like, dude, no, you can be dumb. Why can't you be dumb? Be a little silly. Because it opens up so much possibility for stupidity.
Sunil Dutt to act as this dumb person.
Oh my God, it's
Crazy.
amazing. He was
This
so
Sunil
good.
Dutt, which like
Mother
few years
India.
before was Mother India ka Birju. He's like fucking shooting people.
Yeah.
And then he's like, full movie. There's no redemption also. It's not like Hitch or ऐसा क्यों convert हो जाएगा और वो.
Yeah.
No, he's dumb throughout.
My dad's favorite story is, I think Manade was a singer, right?
Yeah.
So Kishore Kumar and Manade, so the when the pitching was happening, they told Manade that आप किशोर कुमार के साथ गाने में हारोगे. And Manade is like, इसके साथ कैसे हो कैसे सकता है, मतलब I'm saying, and even Kishore Kumar is like, नहीं हो सकता. And then you Ardam, and he's like, मैं मान गया हार. Great, yeah. Oh my God. Anyway, this has been a pleasure. Anything that you'd like to promote, Sonali? Anything coming up that you'd like people to go for?
I am doing a show in Pune The tickets link will be on Book My Show, so please
I'll
watch it.
I'll put your deets in the description.
Yeah,
Yeah.
deets. My Instagram.
Yeah, the gram. What about you?
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 facts I had saved. I'll quickly
Yeah.
say if you because we talk of very interesting brand names, but I found the most boring brand origin of all time. You know, Cipla, the pharma.
the share.
Cipla.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
CIPLA.
sorry. Yeah,
Cipla. Cipla
Yeah,
है
yeah.
pharmaceutical company है Cipla. तो ऐसा लगता था कि Cipla का कुछ तो amazing origin होगा, and I realized their full form is Chemical, Industrial and Pharmaceutical Laboratories. I was like, यार ये क्या है यार? Like, come on, थोड़ा तो try, like हल्का सा, थोड़ा little bit.
But they've used the same formula.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
But I'm telling you, it has to end with a. It has to end with a. It has to end with a W. It has to end with like. It has to end with a oo ah. It has to have that.
Yeah.
99% of the time
Yeah.
for most brands. Google.
Yeah.
And that is a pretty
I
boring
had
story.
couple more, but ठीक है. Dabur, you guys know Dabur?
Dabur to is a doctor ka. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dabur,
oh,
Yes,
I
sub-
want to see my sheet.
yeah.
I want to see
just for your theme.
Yeah, that's all good, man. It's all good. We can go whichever direction. It's not like this podcast has a flow and ebb. Where it's like stick to the script.
You guys know about Asian paints?
Like it's all goes like you guys. No, wait. You have to say. Do you know?
Do you know?
Yeah.
Asian paints.
No, what
But
about
what
Asian
about-
Paints? The logo? Are we talking about the logo or the name Asian Paints?
That I don't know.
Like, are you talking about this whole contest they had for the mascot? वो वाला story?
Basically, like they were not allowing import of like foreign paint. So like 4 dudes sat together and they're like, we're gonna make like a Swadeshi paint, and then like 4 of them got together and started Asian paints, and then they did a crowd
yeah.
crowd search of like the mascot.
No, but one second.
uh,
How would calling themselves Asian Paints? Shouldn't they call themselves Indian Paints?
That I don't know. That I didn't research.
Like why Asian?
I don't know.
बड़ा
Maybe like
सोच
they
रहे थे,
yeah like they wanted to appeal to a bigger umbrella, and then
Like Bombay met
I-
you called it East India Comedy. So, you
Dude,
know,
I regret
थोड़ा
that
दूर-
name, dude. I
थोड़ा
regret
दूर
that name
सोच रहे
so
थे वो
much.
लोग.
I like in retrospect, I was like, oh, what a stupid name to think of. It's such a bad
Talking
name.
of interesting brand name.
Talking about
East India Comedy.
worst
The
name
fuck
ever.
was that?
how often do people still call it East India Company?
Dude, I get introduced on stage so often, East India Company, and then my joke is like, हाँ मैं चाय बेचता है. Stupid nonsense. And like, I don't want to be associated. It's all nonsense, yeah. But it's a lot. It's a lot. But this has been fun. You have anything to promote?
No, nothing. Just my YouTube channel. कुमार वरुण सर्च करेंगे तो उसमें कुछ videos हम लोग बना रहे हैं. Quizzing of course is going on. There are a bunch of new videos that we have been taping over the course of last few weeks. They'll come out soon. So please subscribe.
You know, it's always a delight to come on your quizzing and lose inevitably.
No. You two are two of the most fun.
I think I lose most quiz because my brain is weird. Like every time I do your quiz, I will like you will say, hey, what letter comes after B, and I'll be like, "Pata nahi, samajh mein nahi aaya." And then you ask a really weird question. I'm like, unicorn.
Yeah,
So
I
anyway,
know
I'll put all the links for both Sonali and KV in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy. We're approaching 40,000. We should be reaching there by this time. And I might be in Canada. So you know what? I'm just going to record saying that I am in Canada because put it out of the universe. I'm in Canada. I'm doing shows in Canada. So Toronto is going to happen in July, August. Details will be on the site. Check the. If it works out, interviewing a lot of famous cricketers, which I'm really looking forward to. And thanks to everybody who supported the show on Instamojo and PayPal. Means a lot, guys. Sonali and KV, it was a delight to start off this day with you both.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Thanks to everybody tuning in. Love you all. Marry me. Goodbye. We did it.
Fun, yeah. Always fun.